Okay, hey guys, we're back. Another episode of Let's Play Home. It worked! Yes! Okay. Obviously, you guys know that because you'll probably watch the first two episodes. Anyway, wait, did I click on this thing? Power panel still wasn't working. Should I switch it on again? Yeah, why not? Up! Up! Aha!
Kaboom.
Panel seemed to be working again.
I didn't go to that junction box. Then why are there no lights on? Why are you
I
still
don't
have to use
know.
your
The
flashlight?
open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped inside, but it was scratched out. And the face was unrecognizable. Rachel!
This actually kind of feels like an old detective game.
Shut it off, push the switch, yes. That one worked. Wait a minute. Seemed to be working again. Okay, I guess it worked fine.
I'm just
Shut
waiting.
tight, there was rusty looking card slot on the side.
Need a
Ooh.
card.
Maybe
Need a
I'll get
security card.
My ID.
That's probably what it is.
Since I worked here 3 years ago. And the mouse is in the way.
And they didn't bother taking you off the ID list.
I guess... Ooh. The old break table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing the sting more. I don't know what that meant. Ooh.
Hey, you should have went down to the junction box. Or not.
Hastily boarded up. Hastily. Something must have been trapped in there.
Cakily.
I'm gonna go cakily. I want to make sure I get all the power things first.
And
This
read
was
all the
Norman's
lockers.
locker! The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when they worked here.
Probably wasn't
Another
him.
panel that I hoped that would help me get the power back on. Do I push the switch? Yes. There are 6 of these. I remember because there were 6 things in the thing down
Junction
bottom.
box?
Yeah. A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Do I take?
He
the hammer?
doesn't make any ethical complaints. Take the damn thing.
As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest.
Oh my god, he's not being a prick about it.
God dang it! It's a murder weapon.
Yeah, I guess that kind of... Yeah. Oh man, that's not good. You're gonna be convicted.
Probably. I'm gonna get the bad ending. If there's any more endings than one. Oh, it's still not working. Wasn't working. Should I switch it again? Yep. Oh, there we go.
It's not a
The locker
generator,
was
damn
a
it.
complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Do I take the card? Yes, I do. I'll slip the key card into my pocket. Okay. Ooh, last power switch.
This definitely feels like
Another
it's just
panel
setting
that I
it
would
up.
hope to get the power back on. Do I press the switch? Nope, didn't work. Panel still wasn't working. Should I switch it again? Yep.
Yes.
Oh, that's all 6 of them. I hear the power going.
You're definitely being set up for a fall. I don't care. That bookshelf looks suspicious.
Didn't I do something on it already?
I can't remember.
Oh yeah, that's where I got the hammer.
Ah. It looks like you can move the bookshelf. I don't know. I think I watched too many freaking, I don't know, Scooby-Doo / other detective stuff.
When Colton thinks about detective things, all he thinks is Scooby-Doo. Oh, wait a minute! Go back up! Go back up!
How can you not, man? It's just like, that's the only...
I used the hammer! The old wooden boards came apart easily. I knew it! I left the hammer on the floor. Ooh, smart guy.
Well, you still have your fingerprints on it.
Blah, blah, blah.
Do
This was my locker. In the factory, it stank of booze. There was a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home. Home!
No, no.
When the factory closed.
I was
There was a
kind of
mess
thinking
of
it's gonna be
empty
your
booze
ID.
bottles. I wondered if that man in the house had something to do with this. Sure had a lot of alcohol in at his place.
Alcoholic. I still think, yeah, that might be it. You might have drunk too many alcohols and burned down too many brain cells. And now you have a split
I still
personality.
think, yeah, I think he has a split personality. I think he has like a really neat and like doesn't like to touch like guns and knives.
He's a neat side, a clean side, and then he has an evil, murderous serial killer side who doesn't give a shit what he does.
Is this the same room with the? Nope.
Yeah, you've already gone through there.
The key card I found seemed like it would pass through this region. Do I use the key card? Yes.
Yes. And it's been logged. What? That doesn't look safe. There's a vent on the floor.
There was some kind of ventilation hatch there. It looked like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it was, but I couldn't see another option. Do I jump? Why not? Oh man, my leg hurt like hell. Okay. That's why he walks like that. I was wondering. I wonder if the guy just couldn't make a better sprite, so he just like pretended like his leg hurt.
That would be kind of funny, but I highly doubt that. I'm pretty sure his leg's gonna have something to do with this.
Yeah. I stepped out of the factory, glad to be rid of its smell, of its memories. I couldn't stop thinking about that room with the bottles in it.
Oh, you never turned off that thing.
No, the power was turned on, I can hear it. That's probably the only reason why I could use the card, because it was an electric reader.
No, man, what? Didn't you have to, like, do something with the junction box, though?
No, I don't think so. I think that was just showing how many power things.
Oh.
The power is on, because you can hear it. There's, like, factory noises on.
Okay.
Was the guard I found outside really drinking up there? What about Norman? And who had rooted through all those lockers? I could tell where I was as I looked around, but I figured I needed to get to a road to get my bearings. Maybe Norman could help. His store wasn't that far from the turnoff to the factory, if I remembered correctly.
I think, like, every stage area you go through has a certain amount of things you can find out if you, like, do everything.
I feel like I'm finding everything, so...
I don't know.
Because he talks about
I think there were some doors back at the very first level that you didn't go through because they were boarded up and you could have used something to break them.
Possibly. I don't know. Oh yeah, I probably could have got that knife and used it to break the tape.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
You would have abandoned your morality, though.
Yep.
Your morals.
That doesn't look like there's a body in there. The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It's a body. Wait, here's my driver's license. It looks damaged. Do I take it back? Yes. I cleaned the card off as best as I could. God, this guy really is a neat freak. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card, and now this. I tucked my card into my wallet next to my credit card. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Oh, great. Thunder.
Boom.
I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he had ran. It was oddly quiet except for the faint sound of a television. Okay, this looks like a store. Should probably go back downstairs and go into that
room. Yeah, because there's a television.
Jesus.
And there's Norman.
I couldn't believe that I was seeing Norman, my co-worker, and one of the few friends that I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. I'm not gonna do that. His face and shirt looked covered in blood. It looked like he'd been killed trying to get up. His eyes were still wide with shock. Norman, you deserved better than this. Did I close his eyes?
Yes, of course.
I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. Quickly, I closed Norman's eyes. I love you, Norman. My friend.
Go downstairs.
The TV flickered some indecipherable.
Decipherable.
I couldn't make out what was on the screen, but that chill just gave me the chills.
And it doesn't provide any light source either.
I haven't heard him use the word caked in like 3 scenarios.
Because he
The
is...
entrance to the front of the store was locked, Colton. Looks like I could just pop it open if needed a key. There was a bit of blood on the keyhole. Oh, great.
They're watching us play this game, right? And he's like, you know what? No more cake. This game is a self-made game. Because we complained about the cake.
What was
that?
this? It looked like a pull chain hanging from the ceiling. I wondered where it led. Did I pull the chain? Yeah, bodies are gonna fall. I gave the chain a single tug and simple folding ladder to the attic popped.
Or it could be just a normal everyday ladder, Ray.
This guy had
Has a-
some weird fantasies.
It's got a rather... No, Ray. No.
What does that look like to you, Colton?
I
That
stopped
looks like
thinking.
some kind of sex device to me.
Stop it, Ray. Or it could be a torture
It looks
device.
like those chains that you hang people on, and then with their
Torture
bondage
device,
stuff.
Ray.
That is a
He
sex
tortures them with
device.
the TV.
A weathered sleeping bag and a small camping stove. The bag smelled musty. I wasn't sure if it was because it had been in the attic or if it had been used recently. Camping stove.
He tortures them with the TV.
There was a large cardboard box that had been sealed. Do I open it? Yes.
It's not sealed.
Inside the old cardboard box was a pile of clothes, photos, and even shoes. As I looked closer, I realized they were Rachel's. Rachel! Is she cheating on me?
She might be the killer.
What were you doing here, Rachel? Were you responsible for poor Norman downstairs?
As
Ooh.
well.
Ooh. Now he's like, oh, Rachel, did you kill Norman? Are you killing everybody? Did you make a note of yourself and some other girls just to make it seem like you're not the killer? You're the cold-blown killer.
Oh my god. You need to find that key for that door downstairs.
Yeah, I will eventually, I'm sure.
It might be on Norman.
Table. It might be on Norman. I could probably try and look at him. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still there on the... This guy here! And his neat freakness.
I know.
I'd
What's
never
that?
been
It's-
to Norman's place before. At least it didn't remember ever doing so.
What's that phobia? You have a fear of dirtiness?
I don't know.
What is it?
I don't know. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Yeah, you did, even though you're a neat freak. I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it.
Bet you can pickpocket. I bet you can,
Probably.
lock the door with that.
Probably. Since there's no other place I can go right now.
The key is probably on Norman.
Yeah, I'll check Norman one more time. I hope the hell that Rachel had nothing to do with that mess. I think she's cheating on him, and he found out and he went on a rampage.
Yes, right, that makes sense. Although, I can't really think of any other plausible excuse
I
for all
used the
this.
hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away.
Oh, I was about to say you didn't.
In general, the store was small, but it was
Clean.
Clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. She was cheating on. She was. That girl. That hoe was a hoe for
Steal the
sure.
money from the cash register, Ray. Do
The
it.
register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it.
Mostly. That's lame. It's not a Fallout. You can't steal money from cash registers.
I don't want to play Fallout just because you said Fallout.
Just because. For real.
Icebox seemed to have been unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. Various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed the black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. How long have you been like in this coma that you've been in or something?
I don't know. He's missing a pretty sizable gap in his memory.
The night continued to take horrible turn after horrible turn. It had been weeks since I had last seen Norman, but to find him like that, who could have done that to him?
Weeks, Ray.
Seeing that dusty box of old clothes was a shock. How long had they been there? And what was Rachel, I can't even. Doing a Norman's place. I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers, but I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth.
The truth. Here's the last level, Ray. What were you... Who was cheating, Rachel or him? Because he was at someone else's house too now. Remember that.
Yeah, but he woke up there and it was like a couple. I have a feeling I should be going through some of these doors.
Probably. Why aren't you?
I don't know, I'm just... Usually I try to like finish the area first.
Area.
I guess I'll go back down to the first door.
3. How many doors are there? 3?
There's a bunch of them.
4. There's 4. There's 4.
It was locked! This wasn't the right gate.
Obviously.
I think he's about to go home. I think that's where we're going. This wasn't my house.
Yeah, he's just going to his house. Too bad you can't break into those. This was my house.
He's going home, and we're finally going to figure out what's going on here.
Demon wife is going to be angry at you for not being home.
The neighbor's local post box. The letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but do I look at the letter? Yeah, why not? The envelope was addressed to Norman! There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar, and I took a deep breath and tore open the package.
Rachel.
The letter read, Norman, I'm sending you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband is an easy man to be with, but he is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out, away from you, both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him, Norman, so don't think you can hold that against me.
Oh!
I'm going to tell him and get past this. Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure. I don't even want to. But he deserves at least that much. Goodbye.
She told him and he went
Rachel!
crazy. She told him and he went crazy.
That's what I'm thinking.
He killed Norman, and then I don't know what the hell he was doing at the other
Might
place.
as well keep moving. He seems really upset. I can tell it. I can tell it in his text. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid.
She's dead.
He probably killed her first. He probably drank like a ton of freaking alcohol and then just went everywhere. I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and stained. I flicked the light switch. By the door, the power was off. Of course it was. The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. He's been in like a freaking murder spree coma.
Don't
like
go outside. Don't go upstairs yet. That's probably where it's gonna be.
There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long I had been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill here. Do I open it? I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? Okay. I think this is the front door. Yeah, the front door was locked from inside. I couldn't go out though. I needed to see if Rachel was here.
Go in the pantry, the closet thing by the stairway.
This thing?
Yeah.
The door to the basement. It was locked. Where'd I put
Or not.
the damn key?
Upstairs, apparently. I bet you locked her in the basement.
Probably.
Killed her and locked her in the basement. Oh my god, it's a 3-story home. What the fuck?
This guy's rich, man. That's how he could afford all those dang alcohol bottles.
I guess
The door
so.
was stuck shut. There was no old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle.
You know, for being such a cleanly person, his house isn't exactly in the best state.
It's probably collecting dust. An old photo of Rachel and me stared back at... An old photo of Rachel and me stared back at me. That's kind of weird to say. Reminded me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway?
Sure.
Why not?
No, I don't know.
I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had got part of my life back still. The image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away?
Oh, I
Because
wonder.
she's cheating on you, dude. On television. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but then it was too late. It's a nice looking TV, too.
Oh, it's a LCD. Instead of those big, huge ass TVs.
Everybody else has.
I know.
Probably has a DVD player, too, instead of a VCR.
Yeah, probably.
Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. I couldn't really make myself out anymore. I wasn't sure if I wanted to.
VCR, I guess, video cassette reader.
That's probably what that means. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck. We had fixing it up. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of the wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs.
What?
Seemed
Okay.
impractical at times, which is part of what made the house home. I don't know, I don't really like those bathtubs. The clawfoots, the ones that have like that go above ground, like you said.
Oh. Yeah, This dude has a huge freaking house.
The books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, it looked like the man in the house had some of the same books as I did.
What, man?
One book in particular seemed a bit odd. I remembered owning it, but not that edition.
Huh?
My wife's, Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Inside Rachel's suitcase was a few days' worth of clothes, some personal effects, and a train ticket. As I stared at the ticket, I could feel myself flush with anger and resentment. The date and time matched the receipt I had found.
Uh-oh, she tried to go away.
Why? Were you only going to run away with Norman? Was I really such a monster?
Drunk monster. Drunk.
Did I go through here?
Yeah, you did.
It's the bathroom, right?
Yeah. You couldn't go into the right one because it was closed, I think. Or not.
I think I just forgot to go through this one.
No, I think you went in there. Right,
My
never
laptop
mind.
had been left on and only had a tiny bit of power. It's been on for weeks, and it still has power.
If a laptop is sleeping, it can stay on for a long time.
Weeks?
Probably if it's
Weeks,
asleep.
Colton.
If it's asleep, right? Because there's nothing on but like enough.
On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top of my drawer on my desk. Do I take it? Yes. I pocketed the key. That's a beastly laptop.
No, because phones can stay on for like a week when they're not
But
in
not
use.
as long as he's been out, Colton.
He's been out for a week or two.
No, weeks.
Blah blah blah. Maybe okay. It's a futuristic laptop. Get over it. The end. The end.
Everything else is like freaking VCR still.
Did you ever find the key to the door in the basement?
Yeah. This is the basement right here, isn't it?
Yeah, right there. Dun dun dun.